everyone, it's me Joyce and you're watching Joyce IRL.
That was delicious!
So I wasn't here yesterday. I went on a mini vacation this past weekend and I came back a little sick. I feel like I'm always sick when I talk to you guys, or I'm always telling you guys I'm under the weather. For some reason my body has just been like constantly fighting something and I can't get rid of it. Ew. But I'm okay, and that's not news because it seems to be happening constantly. Now here's something a little more interesting. So, on with the news. Bethesda versus Interplay settled. Blizzard confirms Diablo 3 for the console again, and the Windows version of Kinect. A little over 5 years ago, Bethesda acquired the rights to Fallout and a Fallout MMO IP, but the fine print of the acquisition stated that the company Interplay had the rights to develop the MMO, but only under Bethesda's condition that they are able to collect $30 million in a certain amount of time to develop this IP. Now, unfortunately, Interplay could not meet this requirement, so Bethesda was like, hey, you're not fit enough to develop this, so we're just gonna take it back from you. Now, as you can imagine, Interplay was not pleased with this idea at all. They did not like the fact that Bethesda didn't want them to have the rights to develop this MMO, and so a lawsuit was born. Now fast forward a little bit to, say, right now, and learn that they have finally settled this case. Part of the settlement states that all rights for Interplay to develop this MMO are null and void, and all the rights go back to Bethesda immediately. Also, Interplay's rights to sell Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, those are only going to be going on until December 13th, so their rights to sell all of these games will expire next year in December. Now ZeniMax, who's the parent company of Bethesda, is going to pay Interplay $2 million. To me, that's kind of like a little consolation for this whole thing. And another company called Masthead Studios, who was subcontracted by Interplay to help develop the MMO, is also no longer getting rights to the MMO at all, and they are not getting paid from this suit whatsoever. ZeniMax says they're happy this lawsuit is over because now they can forget about the distraction and the expense of the lawsuit and focus more on the Fallout franchise, which is very, very important to ZeniMax. Lots of Diablo fans have been wondering if Blizzard was going to move the Diablo franchise away from PC exclusivity and bring it to consoles. Now, that has been confirmed a couple of times, but it's been further confirmed via Twitter. And we all know that everything on Twitter is true, right? Well, not really, but this one I believe is actually true. A fan and a user tweeted a community manager named Micah Whipple, or Whipple, asking him if he can confirm or deny if Diablo 3 is coming to consoles. And to that, Mr. Whipple, or Whipple, said that yes, a man by the name of Josh Muschiera, damn it, these names. Anyway, he says there is a man who is lead designer on the Diablo console project. The thing is, yes, we have suspected and kind of figured that Diablo 3 will be ported for the console, which is great, but this is the first time anyone from Blizzard has come forward and said yes and pointed toward the more positive side of the suspicion. So this is really good news for anyone who's been waiting to hear whether or not Diablo 3 is going to be ported to console, and who knows, maybe one day this means they're going to port all the Diablos to console. Microsoft announced at CES that they're going to release Kinect for Windows for the PC on February 1st of this year, so coming up very, very soon. Now the goal is to make this more than something you just play games on. The Windows version of the Kinect makes it easier to help businesses as well, and to name a few, Boeing, Mattel, and Toyota are companies that are working alongside Microsoft to help create stuff for their companies. Now Microsoft is working with over 200 companies, and they say the Windows Kinect will allow these businesses to develop in ways that are dependable and scalable. Now the real shocker of this whole thing is that the Windows version of the Kinect is going to sell for $250 US. Now that's $100 more than the Xbox version. I'm not exactly sure why, but Microsoft says the price is still justified considering that years ago this technology cost tens of thousands of dollars. Now I can see how for a general consumer this can be really expensive, especially considering the fact the Xbox version is so much cheaper. But if this is going to be geared a lot towards businesses and businesses feel like they're going to need it, I don't think price will be much of an issue. So, I don't know. I think $250 for a Windows Kinect for a company who's going to use it isn't such a big deal. Alright my friends, that's going to be it for my show today. I want to thank you all for all your feedback on the last couple of videos that I've posted, especially the top 5 one. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out and with the way that, you know, all the responses were going. So I think it's going to be made a constant thing, as constant as maybe every couple weeks or so. So that way it'll give me time to write and shoot and edit and do some research and all that stuff. So hopefully that'll stay a good thing. Anyway, thanks again, and thank you so much for watching my show. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and I will see you later. Bye. Every day.